because it's powered by this red square. And that's what we were talking about earlier when we said we confirmed for you that you're doing what you're designed to do, which is be a charismatic speaker. Didn't that help you when we learned that?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. When we did the chart, it just a lot clearer. Well, no, I wouldn't say a lot clearer. Totally clear.
Yes, and we also were able to say, look, your throat has a number 16 gate, which is the gate of enthusiasm and music and talent, the gate of good taste. So, that's what you can count on in your life. So I would go to Sandra during her reading and I would say, look, Sandra, you don't have that throat. So it's not good for you to be the speaker. It's not good for you to be the teacher in the classroom all the time. You'll get worn out if you try to live in a center where you don't have energy. And what's going to happen is you're going to be pulled into these centers trying to fill them. But if you just sit back as a generator and learn to wait, that energy is going to come to you. People are going to bring to you all of those energies. And all of those energies are going to teach you something and then go away. They're not going to be consistent. What we have that's consistent for you, Sandra, is emotions, a heart full of desires with the energy to get it done. And I would say, look, you're probably the person who is up late doing projects, vacuuming, working overtime. You're a person who has four motors. You have the sacrum, the root, the emotional, and you also have the heart chakra. That's also one of the motors. So here's a chart with four motors. This is a person with a lot of energy. And thank God they have the intuition to know for themselves how to use it. So I would say, look, it's best for you to recognize that it's okay to stay up and just go to sleep when you're exhausted. You'll just plop in the bed. It's okay.
Joe,
But don't expect other
uh-huh.
people to keep up with you.
Right.
And realize that when you're around other people, you're charging them to have energy. So we would go over this kind of information in her reading, and then we would look at her chart and we would say, well, she's here to communicate something. Her messenger, her Mercury is telling us about communication, and we see that number 52 is also up in her sun sign. So this is something that I really want the listeners to know how to do. You get your chart, you take this number, you plug it into a search window, and it's really this easy to find out what those numbers mean. Because on Google or Yahoo search, you'll find all of these versions. And I'm going to go to the brief version right now, and I'm going to see what I can find. In fact, I think I might be having a small technical difficulty. If you don't mind, can we pause for a minute? I'll come back with, let me see if it came up on this one. Here we go.
Okay, it came up.
Yep,
Okay.
it came up, but you know what? Let's take a quick pause and I'll bring up the others.
Okay, we'll be right back with more of Joseph Anicelli and the Human Design. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Okay, so we're back and we're speaking to Joseph Anicelli, an expert, I would say, in this science of the human design, a great tool to know yourself. And we said this earlier, but I cannot reiterate this, and I'm going to continue to do it because we are in a time in the history of our existence that the key of our evolution and sort of changing timeline is first to know yourself. Once you understand who you are, just as we've been talking about this with Joseph, know what are your strengths, not wasting your time. I mean, we've heard stories over and over again that the parents want their children to become lawyers, or they want their parents to become doctors, or they want their children to do this, or the children believe that they should be attorneys because their